This is a Sports Catastrophe production.
Hey there, Heather, ho there, it's Jeff Cutastrophe, and welcome you to another Sports Catastrophe birthday. Nope, it's actually on this day. And on this day, November the 25th, 1980, one of the most shocking boxing endings in history happened. It was the rematch between Roberto Duran and Sugar Ray Leonard. They billed it as the super fight for the World Welterweight Championship. Unfortunately, it was remembered for the No Mas fight. Anyway, so before this Tuesday evening match at the Superdome in New Orleans, Roberto Duran was the number one contender for the welterweight championship and needed to fight Sugar Ray Leonard. Sugar Ray Leonard decided to perchance himself and have his match against Duran, the first match, in Montreal, because Sugar Ray was an Olympic champion and won it at the 76 Olympics in Montreal. But since the forum was too small, in a sense, to have this fight, they decided to have it at Olympic Stadium, home to the Montreal Expos. And it was big. Lots of people showed up. There was a massive upset as Trevor Burbeck took down John Tate. But that wasn't the big match. The big match was Leonard versus Duran on that June night in Montreal. Leonard actually abandoned his slick boxing style and stood flat-footed with Duran, trying to go nose to nose. Unfortunately, Duran won by unanimous decision, although all three scorecards were very close. So Duran was champion. He was feted in Panama. He was feted everywhere in the Latin world. Unfortunately, though, Duran liked the lifestyle too much, and he gained a lot of weight and all that. But when Sugar Ray Leonard had contemplated quitting and then came back to it, he wanted to rematch with Duran. So that meant Duran had to get back into boxing shape and all of that. So yeah, so 5 months after the first Duran Leonard fight, it was now time for the big match and all that. So anyway, the rematch was huge. Sugar Ray knew what he had to do. He had to abandon his flat-footed style against Duran in their first fight and go for the speed, movement, and to befuddle Duran. So anyway, it was huge and all that. Leonard would start to taunt Duran by round 7. And, it was all that. So, anyway, in the 8th round, Duran was losing it to Leonard. And then, for some strange reason, Duran decided to turn his back to Leonard, wave his glove, and basically just quit in the middle of the ring, saying, "No max." So, Sugar Ray, who came into this fight 27-1, you can guess the one loss, beat the 72-1 Roberto Duran, hands of stone, by TKO, regaining the welterweight championship. Leonard had led on everyone's scorecards, but albeit narrowly. Basically, I think Duran did not want to face Leonard, who was not taking the fight seriously in a sense. But yeah, he got frustrated and all that. Duran basically said he never said no mas. He said, "I didn't say no mas." He said he was mumbling to himself, "No seagulls, and I'm not carrying on." And he also said that because he had stomach cramps by the 5th round, he basically couldn't fight anymore. Well, anyway, Duran said his cramps were because after he had to take weight off to fight in the welterweight division, he had to quickly lose the weight, but then he ate too much after the morning weigh-in. Although his manager said that Duran always ate that way before a fight. He would eat a lot after the morning weigh-in, and said Duran quit because he was embarrassed. Leonard would take great credit in forcing Duran to give up, saying, "I made him quit." To make a man quit, to make Roberto Duran quit, Leonard said, was better than knocking him out. So anyway, a lot of people also said that the fight was actually too close after the first fight for Duran to properly take off his weight. Unfortunately, Duran and his stature in Panama took a dramatic dive. There was shock and anger, and his commercials would be off the air. The funny thing was that Leonard and Duran would actually fight a third and final time in 1989 in Las Vegas. So 9 years later, they would fight for the last time against each other, with Leonard winning the super middleweight championship, well, retaining it in a unanimous decision that Duran was not there. Duran did have a few good matches after the No-Mas fight. But anyway, it just wasn't meant to be. I mean, Duran may have quit because, his weight issues and all that. I mean, I can understand it. He had to take off weight quickly, very quickly, and then all of a sudden he was like, oh my goodness. You're losing the weight. It takes a huge impact on your body and all that. It's just not meant to be. I mean, yeah, Duran gained too much weight and then had to lose it to be eligible for the fight, but it was just heartbreaking to see a guy like Duran quit mid-fight. So yeah, that was harsh. 30 for 30 did a good episode on it, but the fact of the matter is that Roberto Duran had quit in the middle of his match, and you just can't do that. Anyhow, I'm Jeff, I'm going to do